Guys, welcome back to my channel, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. So today I wanted to show you guys how I turned this black wig into a cinnamon color, and these are the products that I used. I used the Adore hair dye, temporary hair dye in Cajun spice and cinnamon, and then I also used the Clairol bleach, but you can use any bleach powder that you have available. I also use this 40 volume developer, and you'll see very soon the reason why I use the 40 and not a 30 or a 20 volume developer. So this is my table. I've set everything up, and I'm using a plastic container to mix my bleach and my developer. I'm going to be using 4 scoops of my bleach powder, as you guys will see. And I also wanted to you guys to take note that I'm using the bleach bath method. So this is actually my first time using this method. I've actually never done it before, and that is the bleach powder I've been able to put in my container. So now I'm just adding my 40 volume developer, and I'm going to mix this into my bleach powder until I get a semi-runny consistency. It shouldn't be thick like the type that you use when you're bleaching your closure. It should be more runny. So you'll see in a second the consistency that I was going for. Okay, so as you can see, this is the kind of consistency that I was going for. Okay, so now this is the level of water that I was going to use. It's actually not heated yet, and that was the mistake that I made. So I had to redo this all over again, but it's the same procedure. Just make sure that your water is boiling hot. And then after you're done mixing everything, then you just dunk your wig inside, and you leave it until you see a difference in the color of your wig. The reason why I use the 40 is because when you mix it with water, the strength of the developer reduces. So the higher the developer, the better results that you get. So you just have to keep dunking in, and then after, you also have to use a comb or a brush to brush through your hair so that you make sure that the bleach is coating all the strands of hair that you have. And make sure not to waste any product. So as the African in me is making sure that there's nothing being wasted, I'm putting everything inside my container. Okay, so this is the brushing part. I had to change my comb after a while, but basically you just keep brushing through, and then after a while you cover it with a plastic bag so that the heat gets trapped, and that speeds up the process of the bleaching. So after an hour's time, this is how it was looking like. Like I said, I had tried bleaching it before with cold water, and that didn't work. So this was after I tried for the second time, and you can see that the color is being lifted. So at this point, I was okay with the color that I got. I wish I had waited a bit more, but it was okay enough. So this was what I went for. And then this is the time that I decided to wash it out. So you just make sure that you have a shampoo, and then you just rinse all the bleach out. Make sure that there's none remaining inside your wig. So I'm just using this shampoo. It's called the At One shampoo, but you can use any shampoo that you have available, and you just keep doing this so you're sure that there's no bleach left on your wig. Okay, so now it's time for the watercolor method, and as you can see, my water is boiling hot, and I'm just pouring in the cinnamon hair dye first. So I'm trying to make sure that all the dye is out, and so I decided to pour some water inside, and then I rinsed it back out into the water. Okay, so now moving on to my Cajun spice, and it's the same as the previous cinnamon dye. in terms of the measurement. So I'm just pouring that one also into the water, and I'm making sure that there's none left in the bottle. So I'm trying to empty everything out. And then before I dyed my wig, I forgot that the lace would be tinted, and I learned this trick where you use some Vaseline. So I'm just putting that on the closure before dunking it into the water, and I dunked it the closure side down before the rest of the hair went inside. So I left this in, and as I was going, I was trying to stir it. I also made sure to brush it to the best of my ability, because the water was piping hot, so it was really hard to work with it whilst it was inside the water. So this is me trying to brush it. I was really suffering because it was really hot, so I had to keep putting it in and then bringing it out again. And then halfway through, I realized that it might be browner than I wanted, so I decided to add a bit more of a second bottle of Cajun spice that I had. I didn't use too much though, but then I just put a few drops inside the water again, and then I stirred it, and then I dunked my wig back in again. So I could say that I kept it in for approximately 7 to 10 minutes until I realized that the water was cold, because I was scared to remove it and then I would find out that it didn't take onto the dye. So that was what I did. So over here, I had a tiny bit more of my Cajun spice, and I decided to use that onto the roots, because I realized that the closure was a different color from the main part of the hair. So I decided to make that part a bit more orange. So this is me attempting to do that after I've taken the hair out of the water. And I was trying to be careful not to put it on the lace, but I think I got a bit on there. So I'm just doing the ends of the hair as well. And then I kept this on for about 10 minutes before rinsing it out. I was a bit impatient. The box said 15 minutes, but I just did it for 10 minutes. Okay, so after the 10 minutes were up, I am now washing out the hair dye from my hair. And this was a really messy process. If I had known better, I would have washed it outside, but I washed it inside, and so my sink had an orange tint to it. But basically, you wash it till you're sure that there's no more hair dye, or the color doesn't keep coming out like you're seeing on the screen. And then this was a point where I used the conditioners that I had available. You can use any type of conditioner that you want. So this is the kind that I decided to use. I used the Cantu, and then I had this Hot Fro conditioner available as well. And I made sure to really saturate the hair with this because of the whole bleaching process. And I kept this on for another 10 minutes before I finally rinsed it out. So this is how I was looking whilst it was drying. I decided to air dry it instead of using a blow dryer. And you'll see in a moment how it looked after I straightened it. So this is how it finally looked when I was done. I was actually happy with the color. It wasn't too orange, and it was a cinnamony color as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you in my next video. Bye.